Hello, Kim here from Kim Knight Health, and in this video I want to share what I call my 5 H's for overcoming depression, or at least helping overcome depression, and they are key essentials if we want to get out of depression. The third H is held, to be held. And actually I would say out of all 5 H's that I'm going through today, this is the one that is least done. It's certainly been my experience, but from what I've observed, I would say in general, this would be true. So, being held. What I mean by that is that we are literally held, we are hugged, we experience nurturing touch. And I don't just mean hugging somebody for 3 seconds and then sitting back down on the couch. I mean holding that person as if you were holding a 6-year-old who was needing emotional support. When you hold a child or a baby, you don't who's crying or upset, you don't just hold them for 3 seconds and then put them back down on the couch. But that's what we do as adults. We have lost the art of touching people in a nurturing, loving, completely non-sexual way. And this is absolutely essential. One of the things that has been found through research is that when babies are traumatized at a very early age, when they're born or shortly after, or even in the first few years, the most healing thing for the body-mind is to have positive, loving, nurturing touch. Because when the body and the skin is touched, there's a message and a relay that's sent through the nervous system and to every system in the body that revitalizes on a mental, emotional, physical, spiritual level. And this issue of not being held is huge, and has certainly been one of the most missing things in my life, and simultaneously is one of the reasons why I have experienced so much depression. So if you're the depressed person, please reach out and ask to be held and to be touched. And in particular, what is really useful is to put your hand, I don't know if it's always best the right hand, but it really depends how you're wired, but your dominant hand, let's say, put your dominant hand on the back of the person over their heart area. Just put your hand there. It is the most incredibly healing experience. And you can do this now. If you're listening to this and you're listening with somebody else, just with each other, just put your hands over their back, over the heart area, and you can just rub around slightly, very slightly, and just notice what that feels like in your body. Even just putting your hands on their shoulders and just holding them there, because in the upper arms and the shoulders to feel a sense of support. This is life-changing. Being touched. It is absolutely life-changing, which is why many years ago when they had these pictures, I remember, of Romanian orphans in orphanages in Romania, and the reason they were so traumatized was because they weren't receiving, or one of the reasons, not the only reason, obviously they were orphaned, but one of the reasons they were so traumatized was because they weren't getting any nurturing touch. And it doesn't matter whether it's an animal like a cat or a dog or a cub of some sort, or whether it's a human being, we absolutely have to have positive, nurturing touch. It is unbelievably healing. And the interesting thing about touching that place on the back is that we can't actually really touch that place ourselves. It's like, yes, if you do yoga, you can put your hands up there, but you can't give this type of touch to yourself. It can only be given and be received from somebody else. So if you are trying to help a depressed person, you could just sit down on the sofa next to them and not say a word, and put your hand on their back, on their behind their heart, in their heart chakra area, and rub very slightly, and they will feel that, and it will transform something inside at a very deep level. And this sort of stuff is just not done. It's not done in hospitals, it's not done in homes, in family homes. People don't realize the power of this. So please put that on your list.